There's something magnetic about the way a woman moves when she's truly drawn to a man. Her eyes linger a little longer, her voice softens, and her energy shifts without a single word spoken. But what if I told you? It's not random. In this video, Jessica Oper reveals the hidden forces behind a woman's lustful body language, signals most men never recognize until it's too late. Every look, every touch, every subtle movement tells a story you've been missing all along. By the end of this video, you'll never see attraction the same way again. Comment below where you're watching from. Let's see how far this message travels. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another powerful truth from Jessica when we talk about attraction. Most people immediately think of what can be seen, a smile, a walk, the sway of the hips. But what if I told you that what truly drives a woman's seductive body language isn't what she chooses to show, but what her body can't help but reveal? You see, attraction begins long before words ever enter the picture. It begins in the subconscious, a space where instinct, biology, and emotion all collide. When a woman is drawn to someone, her body becomes the messenger of her inner world. Her gestures shift, her energy changes, and even if she tries to hide it, her subconscious betrays her. A tilt of the head, the way she exposes her neck when she speaks, or how she maintains eye contact just a second longer than necessary. These are not calculated moves. They're signals written in her DNA, remnants of a primal language that predates speech itself. For centuries, humans have communicated attraction through subtle cues. In women, those cues are deeply intertwined with emotional and biological responses. Her body responds to confidence, to calm strength, to presence, because those qualities signal safety, power, and emotional grounding. And when a woman feels that, her body unconsciously opens to it. But here's the truth that most people miss. Women don't consciously decide to be seductive. They become seductive in the presence of the right energy. It's not a performance. It's a reaction. The moment a man walks in fully anchored in himself, when his energy is steady, not desperate, something within her shifts. Her body begins to communicate through micro-expressions, fleeting gestures that only a perceptive mind can catch. The play with her hair isn't just vanity. It's her body seeking a channel for nervous energy. The parted lips or soft laughter aren't manipulation. They're the physical manifestations of emotional stimulation. And yet, so many men fail to notice this silent conversation. They're too distracted by the words, too eager to impress, too focused on surface charm. What they miss is the real dialogue happening beneath the surface. A woman's body language is like a whisper. It doesn't shout, it invites. And only the man who knows how to listen with his intuition, not just his eyes, will understand what she's truly saying. Now, some might ask, if it's subconscious, can a woman control it? The answer is, to a degree, but not completely. A woman might choose to suppress her reactions. She may fold her arms, look away, or compose herself, but the micro signals always leak through. The pupils dilate, the tone of voice changes, the body leans in despite resistance. The body always reveals the truth that the mind tries to conceal. That's the beauty, neurology, and the power of feminine energy. It's honest in ways words could never be. To understand this isn't to exploit it, it's to respect it. When you see a woman's body language shift, when you sense that subtle pull, it's not an invitation to dominate. It's a reminder to stay grounded. Because the masculine presence that evokes desire in a woman is not the one that chases or demands. It's the one that remains centered, observing, calm, and aware. That's what her subconscious responds to. It's a silent exchange between energies. Her emotional openness responding to your emotional stillness. There's also a psychological layer to this. The female brain processes attraction differently from the male brain. For women, desire is not purely visual. It's emotional and energetic. Her body reacts not just to how you look, but to how you make her feel. Do you make her feel seen without judgment? Do you make her feel safe to express herself? Do you carry yourself with quiet confidence that says, I know who I am? Because when you do, her subconscious begins to trust you, and that trust becomes the seed of attraction. This is why understanding a woman's lustful body language is not about decoding random signs. It's about reading the emotional frequency behind them. Every glance, every smile, every shift in posture reflects what she feels in that moment. And the man who learns to see without assumption, to feel without overreacting, becomes attuned to that hidden rhythm. Philosophically, this speaks to something deeper. The timeless dance between the masculine and feminine. The feminine expresses, the masculine observes, the feminine moves, the masculine anchors. When both energies align, communication transcends language. That's why, in moments of genuine connection, no words are needed. The air itself changes. Time slows down. There's awareness, tension, and peace all at once. Understanding the subconscious power of attraction isn't about learning a trick. It's about awakening to a truth that's been there all along. It's about realizing that communication is not just verbal, it's vibrational. It's about recognizing that every human being carries an energy that speaks louder than their words. So, the next time you find yourself in the presence of a woman whose energy feels magnetic, don't rush to interpret. Observe. Feel. Listen with more than your eyes. Her body is telling you a story her words never could, a story of instinct, emotion, and trust. And in that quiet awareness, you'll discover something profound. The power of attraction doesn't begin with her. It begins with you, with the energy you bring into every room, every moment, every encounter. Because when your presence speaks louder than your voice, her subconscious will always respond. Remember this. The most seductive language in the world is the one that requires no words at all. Attraction is not just something that happens in the body. It begins in the unseen space between two people. You can't touch it, but you can feel it. You can't describe it easily, but when it's there, everything changes. The truth is, what draws a woman toward a man on a deep, almost magnetic level is not physical appearance alone. It's emotional energy, that invisible current of presence, confidence, and calm that radiates without effort. When a man's energy is grounded and certain, it awakens something inside a woman. Her energy shifts, her demeanor softens, and her entire being begins to communicate on a level beyond logic. That is the hidden power of emotional polarity. The dance of energies between the masculine and the feminine. You see, a woman's desire is not activated by force or persuasion. It's invited by energy. When a man walks into a room owning his space, not because he's trying to prove something, but because he's at peace within himself, women can feel it. It's not what he says, it's what he doesn't need to say. His confidence doesn't scream, it hums. His posture doesn't demand attention, it commands respect, and that quiet self-assurance becomes the spark that awakens a woman's curiosity. Without realizing it, her body responds. She leans in, her voice lowers, her eyes linger. These are not deliberate acts. They are instinctive responses to energy she perceives as stable and strong. The feminine energy is like water. It flows, it moves, it feels. The masculine energy, on the other hand, is like a riverbank. It holds, it steadies, it directs. When a woman encounters a man who is emotionally grounded, her natural instinct is to relax. She feels safe to express, to open up, to connect. This safety is what transforms attraction into something magnetic. And the irony is, the men who chase lust never create this kind of energy. They force, they demand, they try too hard. And in doing so, they disrupt the very emotional polarity that generates true desire. A woman's lustful body language emerges not because a man has pursued her, but because she feels drawn to the calm within him. Psychologically, women are highly attuned to emotional signals. Long before they're consciously aware of attraction, their nervous system detects it. A steady tone of voice, slow breathing, eye contact that lingers without pressure. All of these subtle cues communicate one thing: I'm safe, I'm certain, I'm in control of myself. And that emotional control is what ignites her subconscious. Her body begins to mirror his stillness while also revealing her openness. It's like two instruments tuning to the same frequency, one steady, the other resonating. This is why you'll often see a woman's body language shift around a man who holds himself with calm energy. Her gestures slow down, her laughter becomes deeper, and her posture becomes more inviting. Her body is literally matching his rhythm. But here's the mistake most men make. They think attraction is about saying the right words or doing the right things. In reality, attraction is about being in the right state. Your energy speaks louder than any conversation ever could. If your energy is anxious, needy, or restless, it pushes her away. If your energy is grounded, confident, and self-assured, it draws her in naturally, because women don't fall for men who chase them. They fall for men who make them feel safe to chase connection themselves. There's a philosophy at play here that goes beyond gender dynamics. It's about emotional mastery. To understand attraction at its core, you must first understand yourself. The more you master your emotions, the more powerful your energy becomes. When you walk through life centered, when your sense of worth doesn't depend on attention or approval, you become magnetic. That's when the energy between you and a woman becomes undeniable. It's not chemistry created by touch or words. It's chemistry born from balance. Now think about the women who are most expressive in their desire. Their body language, the way they touch their lips, glance from a distance, or move closer when speaking, is not random. It's a response to the polarity she feels. She senses your composure and, consciously or not, wants to be near it. Her feminine energy wants to merge with your masculine energy because it feels the harmony between opposites. And the beautiful thing is, this isn't manipulation. It's nature's design. Attraction isn't something we invent. It's something we remember. It's the ancient rhythm of balance, safety, and curiosity playing itself out again and again in the modern world. From a psychological perspective, this is why a woman's attraction is rarely rational. She might tell herself that she shouldn't be drawn to a certain man, but if his energy awakens her femininity, she can't help it. Her body language betrays her restraint. The subtle smile, the light touch on her hair, the way she positions herself closer. They're all signs that her emotional energy has been stirred. And it's stirred not by what he looks like, but by who he is. So if you want to understand the hidden force behind a woman's lustful body language, stop analyzing her actions and start mastering your energy. Stop trying to decode her and start embodying the kind of man who doesn't need to. Because when your presence is grounded in authenticity, her body language will naturally reflect her attraction. At the end of the day, emotional energy is the language of attraction. It's the current that flows beneath words, beneath gestures, beneath the surface. When you learn to master it, you'll realize something profound. Attraction was never about chasing or convincing. It was always about becoming the calm in her storm, the stillness she can feel even when you say nothing at all. And when you reach that level of mastery, her body won't just respond to your presence. It will remember it. Because real attraction doesn't happen in the body first. It begins in the energy that moves it. When a woman shows desire through her body language, it's easy to assume it's all about physical attraction. The way she looks at you, touches her hair, or smiles a certain way. But beneath those visible gestures lies something far more complex. Her body doesn't just express lust. It reveals trust, emotional curiosity, and a deep psychological connection that words rarely capture. Every glance, every lean, every subtle movement is her subconscious testing and exploring your energy. She's not only asking, "Am I attracted to him?" She's also asking, "Can I feel safe if around him? Can I trust his presence?" That's what most men fail to understand. A woman's seductive signals are rarely about the moment alone. They are an unspoken dialogue between her emotions and your energy. Attraction, especially lust, is one of the most misunderstood forms of communication. When a woman's body begins to signal desire, it's not random. It's her way of communicating something she might not even be ready to admit to herself. Her posture opens slightly, her eyes soften, her tone of voice changes. These shifts are driven by emotional chemistry, not intention. She's expressing without words that she feels something different in your presence. And while her body might be saying yes, her mind is still catching up, analyzing what this new energy means. That's why a truly confident man doesn't rush or interpret lustful body language as an instant invitation. He understands that attraction is not confirmation. It's curiosity. Psychologically, this stage of attraction is fragile. The body and mind are negotiating between excitement and caution. A woman's gestures may appear inviting, but beneath that lies an emotional test. She's observing how you respond to her energy. Do you get nervous? Do you overstep? Do you remain calm, collected, and grounded in your presence? Because that moment reveals everything. The way you respond determines whether her subconscious trust expands or retracts. A woman's attraction deepens not because a man reacts to her body language, but because he understands it. And more importantly, respects it. This is where emotional intelligence separates men who merely notice signals from men who read them. The difference is subtle but powerful. A man who notices sees a smile and assumes interest. A man who reads it senses the energy behind that smile. Is it playful, nervous, testing, inviting? That awareness changes everything. It tells her that you're not just physically present, you're emotionally perceptive. And that, to a woman, is irresistible. Because women crave to be seen beyond their beauty. They want to be understood. But let's go deeper. There's also the distinction between attention, seeking gestures, and genuine attraction. Some women, consciously or unconsciously, use their body language to test the power of their lure. Not out of malice, but as a way to gauge validation. You'll see exaggerated movements, performative laughter, or overemphasized touches. These gestures are signals, but they lack emotional depth. The woman who's truly drawn to you doesn't need to perform. Her body language becomes almost involuntary. Her movements are smaller, subtler, but more genuine. Her focus narrows on you even in a crowded room. She won't need to shout for attention. Her silence will say enough. From a philosophical perspective, this dynamic between man and woman is timeless. It's the dance between perception and presence. The masculine perceives, the feminine expresses. When both are in balance, communication becomes effortless. That's why the most magnetic interactions don't come from trying to read her signs, but from feeling the exchange of energy in real time. When you are fully present, listening, observing, connected, her body responds naturally. It relaxes, it opens, it trusts, because presence creates safety, and safety amplifies attraction. Now, let's talk about what happens when a man misunderstands unspoken language. When he interprets a woman's body language as a guarantee, he breaks the flow of trust. He moves from awareness to assumption. He acts, not from grounded energy, but from ego. And in that moment, the polarity collapses. What was once attraction turns into discomfort. The woman withdraws, not because she wasn't attracted, but because the man didn't hold space for the connection to unfold naturally. Lustful body language is never a promise. It's an invitation to be aware, to stay balanced, and to allow trust to deepen. What makes this so powerful is that once a man learns to recognize the deeper meaning behind a woman's signals, He no longer needs to chase or impress. He becomes a man of awareness, a man who can read the room without speaking, a man whose calm energy evokes more response than any line or gesture ever could. This awareness is magnetic because it's rare. It communicates something most men never project: emotional maturity. And here's the real secret. When a woman feels that emotional maturity, her body language evolves from playful signals to genuine openness. The way she looks at you changes. Her laughter becomes freer, her posture softens, and her energy feels more grounded. She's no longer just attracted, she's comfortable, and comfort for a woman is the gateway to deeper intimacy. Her lustful body language becomes more than desire, it becomes connection. So the next time you sense that shift in a woman's presence, pause before reacting. Don't overanalyze, and don't try to control it. Simply recognize it for what it is, her body communicating what her words haven't yet formed. Respect that communication, and it will deepen naturally. Because when you show restraint, patience, and understanding, you become the rare kind of man who doesn't just capture a woman's attention. You earn her trust, her curiosity, and her continued desire. Attraction is not about decoding secrets. It's about understanding energy. When you learn to read what's beneath the surface, the emotions behind the eyes, the intention behind the gestures, you no longer need to chase connection. You embody it, and when you do, her body will tell you everything you need to know without her saying a single word. Because, in the end, the most powerful attraction isn't built on what you see. It's built on what you sense. And those who can sense deeply will always connect more profoundly than those who only look.